Yo, welcome back, family and friends. Man, it's the Final Possession Stream podcast. Myself, Zulu, my boy Jay Will, my big dog Darius up there. Once again to talk about football, because football season is hot. It's heavy right now, college and pro. Starting with college, I might as well take the floor, right?
Yeah, might as well.
I
Yeah, y'all trash.
I am a resident Miami Hurricanes fan, and I want us to be back so bad, but apparently we can't get it together. We let Middle Tennessee State University take a vacation down here, and
They live rent free in your head, fam.
all night. And you know what's crazy? I had talked cash about them, knowing some people go to MTSU, and they agree with me at the time, but apparently everybody didn't get the memo I got. So yeah, we went out there, got dubbed at the crib. Uh, I mean, what can you say, bro? I mean, we had. Let me just tell you what I had stats. Our overall passing stats, right? Uh, Tyler Van Dyke were 16 of 32 for 138, one TD, two picks, a total QBR of 22.
Hey, what conference MTS you in?
Sun Belt. I thought. I think. Conference USA. Conference USA.
Oh,
Right?
USA. It used to be something, right?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, I think
keep
they
going.
use. Yeah.
Keep going.
I know where you going with this. Anyway, uh, Jay Garcia got in there, did 10 of 19, 169, but no tubs. The only receiving touchdown we had was from our running back, of course. And we had two touchdowns from the running game late, but
It ain't much to talk.
yeah. I mean, we got dub, fam. I don't know what it is anymore.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. Chris Ball did what I thought he would. He gonna bring a good defense. The defense doesn't look bad with Kevin Steele, and then you get to the offense. It's mediocre. He was mediocre with Herbert, and Herbert is a great quarterback in the league, but their offense was mediocre. Just to be honest with you.
But here's the thing, right? In Miami defense, this is his first year.
That's true.
And I know how we like to think we view Miami, but Miami isn't.
Two games, fam.
Yeah, but yeah, right. No, I agree.
No
But
excuse for those two games. Any other team, I take it. North Carolina, Virginia. Virginia look all right this year. Florida State, I could take it.
But can I point out something? Can we not? I think it's time. I think we're in the space right now for college football where we cannot undermine the smaller conference, right?
True.
I think this year, if any other year, right? Now, I mean, Miami's a little different. Y'all did it twice, but this year is any other year is where we have to respect all college football. Is all college football, right? So James Madison just went out there and gave App State everything they deserved.
But James Madison, we know what James Madison about, right?
And App State just beat Texas A&M. Marshall go and beat Notre Dame. And the list go. I mean, Kent State just went blow to blow with Georgia, right? So I think it's getting to a point where football is becoming more than just balanced in the Power Five, but it's coming balanced across the board, right?
But to your point though, specifically just this situation itself, it ain't necessarily that we lost. How we losing is repetitive. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's now like.
Well, wait a minute. What you mean? How y'all losing?
We're not putting no points on the board.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure I won't.
Yeah, no. I mean, again, it showed up. It flashed in Southern Miss, but that's whatever. We won that game. It shows up at Texas A&M. We win every stat category.
No Aggies.
We win every stat category and don't put no points on the board. And then now it comes to the dub.
And it's crazy because Mel Kiper just released his top 10 quarterback list, and Tyler Van Dyke sits in the top 5 after this performance he just put versus Southern Miss and MTSU. I just don't understand it, right? And Miami is not, even though I'm going to pivot, I'm going to take the pressure off Miami, but Miami is really not helping my case as the ACC is the best conference, even though they are, right? But they're a detriment to my argument. Josh, ACC right now is the best conference in football. Whether you want to admit it or not, right now the ACC is the best conference in football. Through 3 weeks or 4 weeks, however long it's been.
Oh,
Who is?
I think the Big 12 still is. Yes, it is.
Bro, Big 12 got 2 teams right now. Maybe 3. Who's the 4th one?
Kansas look good.
Texas.
Texas, you a Texas fan? I thought Texas looked good too.
But yeah, but can I just?
I can put them up against them ACC teams. Hey.
And I would take my money on the ACC. Baylor just lost to BYU.
Okay.
Right? Wake Forest just embarrassed Vanderbilt.
Who?
Definitely, I think it'd be a toe for toe just any given game.
You just said Vanderbilt?
SEC school.
Oh, bro, come on, fam.
They beat LSU. You can't discredit them because they bad. That's not.
Who beat LSU?
Florida State.
Okay, credit, yeah. So I'm giving you three teams at max.
Clemson, NC State, Florida State, Wake Forest.
No, I'm giving you Clemson, Florida State, and Wake Forest. NC State, I ain't a believer yet. I don't believe it yet. So,
okay,
just being honest with you.
But they sitting at 10 though. Whether you believe it or not is what the media say. The media has them sitting at 10, bro.
So I believe. I mean, the media got USC shouldn't be sitting at 3, but
in front of who?
Michigan. And I don't even know who the other 2 is. I'm pretty sure we'd be sitting higher for sure.
Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State.
Oh yeah, okay.
Listen, bro.
Ohio State. Let's come on now.
They handling everybody mightily out there. You sleep. After Notre Dame, ain't nothing changed with them.
Come on, fam. Who has Ohio State played again? Gotcha.
Who have Georgia played?
I didn't say nothing, but we know what Georgia played Oregon apparently.
What they Georgia play Wisconsin?
Huh?
Ohio play Wisconsin. And
yeah. So if you gonna say all this, all right. If this is the case, the Pac-12 might be the best conference in football. Then
you said who Ohio State played?
Nobody. They ain't played nobody.
Okay, so you can't try to discredit Ohio State, and Georgia ain't played nobody either.
They played Oregon. Ohio State played Notre Dame, and they're not even in the top 25 anymore. So that win is discredited, and they were in a game. I'm sorry. That win won't be credited towards the end of the season.
What they were at the time, though, you can't knock them off like
they ain't how to. I'm sorry. That's not how the committee view it.
They was number 5 at the time.
That's not how the committee view it. I'm sorry.
That's true.
And you know that. So that's all I'm saying. So when I'm thinking of that, they haven't played nobody. I'm not saying they ain't getting to the media scale to play somebody.
They played, right? You can't say it wasn't nobody until they lost to Marshall. Right or wrong?
I mean, correct.
Right. That you couldn't say they was nobody until they lost to Marshall.
But we in week 3, unfortunately. So
right.
So they already lost to Marshall. Don't think of the past, like you like to say. They lost. All I know is Georgia played Oregon, and Oregon is still ranked.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But what is that?
And Wisconsin played Washington State, and they lost at home. And then Wisconsin went go play Ohio State, and
Washington State is a very good football team.
Yeah, I think so too.
Watch them play. They almost beat Oregon.
They almost beat Oregon.
I never said they wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, it's tick for tack. Yeah, we going by media though. Absolutely. Then you can have your point with that because Oregon is the only one still ranked out of the teams that's played. I mean, if you compare Ohio State schedule to Georgia schedule.
TC,
right.
You can't discredit any win, but the win is discredited towards the end of the season when they're basically not what they pan out them to be. I'm just sorry.
So Notre Dame get back in the top 25 anyway.
It's a different story then. They accredit the win, but if they don't never get back in the top 25, the win won't be credited basically. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Let me not say that for them schools, Ohio State, whatever it may be. That win probably still be credited. But for a team like, let's say, USC or Washington State or say they Auburn, Oklahoma, something like that. Those wins won't be credited to them. They'd be like, oh well. I think any team outside the SEC, those wins won't be credited to them. And Ohio State.
I don't know, right? So now I was on the other side of this when it first started. I was like, well, I don't know Clemson's gonna get in because they the schedule, but Florida State is balling.
Yeah,
NC State is balling. Wake Forest, we seen what they was about, right? So now the strength of schedule, whether we want to admit it or not, the strength of schedule lies in the ACC. And I ain't discrediting you, right? Because Kansas is going crazy, absolutely.
They look good. That's all I'm saying.
It's gonna last all season, but I would be lying to say I knew they was gonna start 4-0. I'd be lying if I said that.
Everybody say basketball.
Louis Lou said, "Can my boy Zulu find some Clippers?"
Look what you worried about.
Nah, but I'm just saying, like, I believe in 3 teams right now. Wake Forest look good, but is it because Clemson is going downwards, or does Wake Forest actually look good? We don't know. That's with any team in any conference. So
I will say this
that's with any team in any conference.
As the ACC resident, they looked good last year. I just feel like they're building on what happened last year. Now how they finish, we shall see. You're right, but right now they are who they are.
Hey fam, as an ACC resident, your say so right now is very limited to us right now.
Hey, we talking about.
Hey, L to Florida State, Darius. Chat L to Florida State.
we very well could go crazy in the conference. Let's not act like the shoe can turn around, fam.
You brought that up because where Texas A&M heading right now? They creeping back to the top 10. When they lost to App State, everybody was trying to.
What they rank right now?
15. And they just knocked.
It's just that
They got the whole.
Not to hate on Texas A&M or anything like, bro. It's the SEC. I'm pretty sure Arkansas didn't drop that far, fam.
Arkansas dropped to 20.
20, yeah.
That ain't nothing. Cause all they got to do is win one game. They back up there.
No, they play Alabama Saturday.
No, I'm just saying they just got to win one game and they gonna be back up there. They could lose to Alabama and still be back up there. They did the same thing almost last year. That was a 2-loss team and it was like 13-14.
Well, listen though, my thing
it's the SEC.
Right, everybody was sweating Jimbo and the Aggies for losing to App State. Jimbo and the Aggies by the end of the season, at the rate they're going, they would be in the top 5.
We see.
At the rate there.
We'll see.
We'll
see. Everything is a we'll see. Well, you know, like we said, we in week what, 4 or 5? This going on 5?
Going on 5.
So I mean, like, we'll see.
I mean,
you know, I'm ecstatic over here, so I ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah, I know I'm happy.
Your show just squeaked one out.
Hey, Corvallis ain't never happy to us, fam.
It be that way sometimes. Some of them games you gotta win.
Man, hell nah. I was watching that shit. Lincoln and Caleb Williams was definitely trolling.
No, I think Oregon State is a good team.
But no, I'm not saying they wasn't good, but like Caleb wasn't taking check downs. Lincoln calling these plays to make sure he don't check downs. And then you got one of the top receivers in the country, Brian. He don't touch the ball the whole first half. Like, just like Butte, but we throwing screens.
Yeah.
And then second half, he came out and threw a screen to him. So what happened to that in the first half? I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
My bad, Darius. Go ahead.
Regardless, right? And I think Oregon State was one of them good teams that you always got to prepare for.
Yeah.
Always. USC is at that point now in the season where they're going to have to prepare for everybody's best game, right? I don't care if y'all playing Arizona State.
Nah, we beating ass.
Everybody's going to come in that game ready to knock USC out. I told you how I feel about USC. I think they won the Final Four, but
we'll see.
You still got Utah on the schedule.
We'll see. That's going to be a tough one in 2 weeks.
Still got to play Oregon. So we're going to see what happens.
We don't play Oregon unless they make
really?
the conference.
Oh.
We won't. So the way they did the Pac-12 this year is the best 2 records will play each other.
What about Washington State?
We will play Washington State.
They got play. That's a very good. I'm very impressed.
At home, though. We good with that
Cameron Ward would be, if he stays, he come back another year, Cameron Ward would be one of the top quarterback prospects going into the 2024 NFL draft. I was really impressed with him watching the Oregon game. Like,
yeah,
I never it prior to now. I mean, I seen what he did versus Wisconsin, but it was Wisconsin. Then I seen what he did versus Michigan State. I'm like, okay, but obviously Michigan State's having a down year. Then he comes out versus Oregon and he flashes. Like, that kid is, they got some playmakers over there at Washington State. That coach is doing a phenomenal job.
I will.
I expect.
I will say this: their offense looked very similar to Lincoln Riley, and they all came from that tree of Mike Leach.
Washington State.
I was watching like the first two drives. I'm like, bro, is this USC playing or Lincoln playing? And
so that tree must have only worked in the Pac-12 because the shit ain't working in Mississippi State.
So this is the difference. This is the difference. He's just, to be 100% honest, I really do think he's in the worst side of the conference. Not the worst, but like for his team to succeed because he's in the West. So now, hey, you got 4 big dogs over there right now. A&M, Alabama, LSU, and Ole Miss. There's 4 big dogs. And now you trying to outdo the big dogs. Kiffin got his territory. You know, Nicky got his. LSU just got their territory with Brian Kelly. And then Jimbo got, Texas. So, I mean, like, who is he going to out-recruit in that area? I just don't see who he out-recruiting out of them 4. I'm just sorry.
No, but the recipe that helps a good recruiter. Winning ball games.
I mean,
he in an uphill battle, fam. It's
hard. It's hard to win over there when you play 4 of them. 4 of them. I'm not for sure if LSU ranked right now, but 3 of them are at least ranked in the top 12.
12, yeah.
Well, 15.
Yeah,
3 of them ranked in the top 15.
But they top 12 by the end of the year.
Yeah, true. Zero said how many weeks until A&M gets exposed again. TC said I'm saying against SC. Saying again. Going with SC. I don't know what he mean. But
I guess it's before y'all.
Hero's question, bro. I really honestly truly believe that was just an early season game, bro. I don't think there was lifting more than that, right? So the defense is starting to find in. Max Johnson getting better as the season goes on. We don't know how serious a Nye Smith injury is. It's gonna be a big blow. But
I think he out for the year.
He done.
For real?
I think he tore his ACL.
So I didn't know that. So that's gonna be something that obviously complicates things, right? But when you look at it from the other side, right, the glass is half full. What defense in the SEC is really gonna be fearing somebody, bro? No defense in the SEC is fearing anybody.
I ain't gonna say that, but in the SEC,
yes. Who?
Do you not know the number 1 team in the country? Like what?
What size isn't enough? Of course they gonna fear if they go out there and play.
Man, Max Johnson is not mobile. His arm ain't strong, and he looked mediocre against, I think, a struggling Arkansas team. And Arkansas, we ain't gonna say should have because they didn't, but they should have won the game.
So should have Kent State, but they didn't. Cincinnati didn't even throw a touchdown.
What was the final score?
39-22.
It's not close. Arkansas lost off of them missing the kick.
Yeah.
That's 2 different stories. Now, if you would have said, yeah, they lost by 3, all right, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Arkansas missed a kick. That's why they lost.
Crazy.
I get what you're saying, but it's not the same thing, unfortunately. Arkansas missed a kick to win the game. And whatever Pittman was doing, calling a timeout, I'm just delusional. Like, I don't understand it.
He was
like, you call a timeout to stop a delayed game. Like, don't understand that. But I mean, LSU defense ain't no slap. They had a week 0 rough. So like,
but don't make it seem like I'm saying like these niggas suck.
No. Yeah.
But I'm saying like there is no defense where I would like they better come to play on offense. There's no team like that in my opinion. That I mean, of course you can say Georgia. I gotta take who they played in 3 weeks. But outside of Georgia, there's no team. I'm like, bro, them niggas gonna be tough. Right now, in my opinion, the SEC is a juggle between the title is a juggle between Alabama, A&M, Tennessee, and Georgia.
Not Tennessee.
You don't want them to see. You don't want them to shine, bro. What's up with
I
that?
what did you see positive out of Tennessee? Besides they score all the points.
What else do you need to do?
Huh?
What else do you need to do?
They don't play defense. They can't stop bro. They couldn't stop Anthony Richardson and them. Name me some wide receivers on their team that you be like, okay, yeah, we might be in a little trouble. You can't name them. And they were moving up and down the field. And then Bill Napier and Jacket, they still had a chance to win the game too.
True, but that's a game like any other game, bro. That's just a game. You win that game or you don't. That's a game you gotta find a way to win.
Say it again.
It comes down to whether you won or you lost. They still went up there and put up 45 points. They literally probably they
don't shoot
the best offense in the SEC.
Oh no, that's probably not even close. Well, Ole Miss probably got something to say about it, but
Ole Miss, everybody in
Ole Miss probably got something to say about it, but everybody else, no.
Speaking of Ole Miss, if you're a betting man, you would take
That's not here.
plus 7 versus Ole Miss this weekend. I understand what y'all saying. Y'all saying Ole Miss ain't lost it. They got these transfers. The young man from TCU is doing his thing. I understand it, but
cold.
He's nice, super nice. But I feel like you got Stoops and you got Lane Kiffin. I'm gonna go with the most prepared coach on both sides of the ball, right? I can expect a fireworks show from Lane Kiffin from offense, but what we gonna get out of his defense? Will Levis has proved that he can win the big games when it matters. Mel Kiper got him ranked number 2 for whatever reason, but we're gonna see if he's gonna live up to that quarterback ranking this weekend. If you were smart, you'd take Kentucky plus 7 versus Ole Miss.
What's the spin on my boy Jackson Dart there? Y'all watched him play?
Yeah, I saw the first game.
Yeah.
And I hate to judge teams so early in the season, which is I'm gonna repeat this again and when we go with the NFL. I hate to judge teams so early in the season, but Jackson Dart looks like the same Jackson Dart that he was at USC for whatever it's worth, right? I don't know how big as the sample size was at USC, but he doesn't look like the player that you would think running a Lane Kiffin offense, in my opinion. The most dominant player in that is the running back transfer from TCU. Yeah, and I feel like if you slow him down, if you can slow him down, you got a chance of beating Ole Miss. They're not as nearly explosive they were with Macarell.
I mean, new system. Lane Kiffin's scheme is complex, man. It's hard to learn, and you can't learn that in just a spring with him. Just ask Matt Corral. That's why half of them wasn't even starting.
And that's why I put the little disclaimer. I hate judging the player in the first couple of weeks because everything's different, right? But
yeah,
it is what it is.
You step on the field though, you gotta perform.
I mean,
know what you know.
They undefeated.
Yeah. So I mean, it's working for him so far. And if he's playing like how Darius describes him, right, and how overall kind of thing was him coming out of USC, it's like, well, if that's getting you 4-0, just imagine if it clicked, if it all clicks. Let me say that. Because something clicking to be 4-0.
All right. So first of all, we ain't finna sit here like they 4-0 because they beat some dogs. Like, they 4-0 because they play other teams.
I mean, they played Georgia. They played Georgia Tech just like Clemson.
Right.
4-0 is 4-0.
But absolutely right. Right. They won by a slim margin versus Tulsa. They smacked Central Arkansas. They killed Troy. And they walked all over Georgia Tech. The best game they played was Tulsa. And they won 27-35. And don't get me wrong, they undefeated. You're absolutely right. But I ain't gonna just sit here and act like they went and beat UK. They went out there and beat LSU.
I mean, but that's what this week is about, right? So this week is where you kind of step into that. I mean, for everybody, right? Most people who ain't been in conference play finna get into it. And this is the week you start showing like what you are, right? So, I mean, if he is who we think he is or who they think they are, they'll show it against UK. Because I mean, UK is solid, but I don't think it. I mean, you throwing all your money on UK? Is anybody?
Yes. Well, when you say throwing all your money like to win the game, I think they'd be up.
I'm talking UK in general going through the season. Oh man. No. Be honest, after this game, be honest, season, do you think UK is going to really shock anybody or make any run?
Will said yes.
Yeah, of course. There's always one misguided.
So, Chad, why For all the UK people, why y'all believe? Who y'all believe they will lose to if they was to lose?
For UK?
Yeah, we all gonna probably agree on who they gonna lose to. They're gonna lose to Georgia and UT.
UT, both of them.
I'll beat Miami.
Okay, we get it. All right, when we spark up in the ACC and go super, I don't want to hear nothing.
They'll beat Miami. Hey, what about the Texas this past weekend?
Yeah. Texas Tech, I told them so. In the books, man. I be trying to tell them, hey, Texas Tech know how to scoop. Nothing else.
My bad, chat. My bad.
If nothing else, they know how to scoop.
It was just misfortune from B. John Robinson, right? I mean, first of all, I ain't gonna say that's why they lost the game because they was up double digits at one point. I don't understand how you let Texas Tech come, but it's always a dog fight between Texas Tech and Texas. Literally every year, no matter how bad either one of those programs are, it's gonna be a dog fight.
It's similar how they did with Oklahoma last year. The guy turned the game off last year, and Oklahoma all of a sudden comes out with a dub. I just don't understand how you do it. How you keep doing it?
They finna sit here and act like Texas ain't down they star player. Well, they second star player. Right?
Yeah, clear that one up.
I ain't gonna sit. Again, I'm not blaming that's why they lost. That was a good game by Texas Tech. They never gave up.
Card just not it, fam.
He not, bro. He wasn't it last year. He not it at all. Card's not it.
He ain't bad though.
He's good. I mean, good guy, but I just don't think he can play. I don't think he can play at that level, bro.
His skill set is not for Stark's offense.
It's not.
That's bad. Stark offense can play too. That motherfucker hard on him.
And I feel like Hudson Card too. He second guessing himself too much. He's scared to make a mistake. He plays like he's scared to make a mistake. Mm-hmm. And people be running. I'm pretty sure people be running open. And I think it's easy to game plan versus them when Card is in the game. Maybe Quinn uses suit up this weekend and make the start. We don't know. There was some rumors about it last week that he was going to play versus Texas Tech, but that wasn't the case, obviously.
Who they play this week?
Huh?
Who they play this week? Next week they got Oklahoma, right?
They got West Virginia this week.
Next week they got OU. Or 2 weeks from now they got OU. One of them two.
I think it's the next week.
Zero said they're beating UT. Trust. TC said that Tennessee shit wild. Zero said Georgia gonna put half 100 on UK. We talking about UK.
Yeah.
Man said a good guy. That's not there. He said, "My car, good guy." Bro, he ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Hey, another note. Utah, Oregon State. Who y'all got?
Hey.
It's at Utah, I believe.
If I was a betting man, right, I sat there and watched Oregon State play USC. Guess what I'm gonna do? Take Oregon State at plus 13.5. I know what y'all are saying. Utah supposed to be this powerhouse in the Pac-12. They're gonna make their way back to the college football playoff. I'm simply here to tell you that's not true. Right? They lost they lost their star player, if not one of their star players on offense for the season. Very young, talented brother, but he's not gonna finish this season. Now they got to find out what they got out of Tavion Thomas. Now they got to do to see can Ken rise and make another start. I feel like Oregon State is a well-coached program. They're going to make a run. They got two athletic, soon-to-be playing on Sunday tight ends. Decent run game, decent defense. I think Oregon State covers the spread if they don't win. But I do think Oregon State plus 13.5. If I was a big man, I don't know about y'all.
Go ahead, Zoo.
I'm actually, now when I watch Oregon State play, at first I would have chalked it up to Utah, not even close. I forgot about the injury, so I mean, good facts on that. Watching them play against USC, granted, USC ain't just a defensive powerhouse by no means, but playing a game like that type.
We number one in the country in turnovers.
That offensive powerhouse though. And
but y'all saying, but your offense is really good. And putting on a play them like that gives me reason to believe they can do that with Utah. Utah is not like they just go out there and spark you up for 40.
Hey, I mean, you better ask Oregon. They got a hand last year quick with Cristobal.
They can, but I don't think going this year, it don't look like they just out there sparking folks up.
I think it is a night game too, Zero. He said Utah by 30, if night. Utah? Yeah, it said Utah.
Bro, Zero swear he can tell the future.
Bama versus Arkansas.
Bama going so.
Bama Washington, fam.
Oregon State versus Baylor.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
That's a good game. I don't know. I kind of like the quarterback at Taylor Shapen. I like the quarterback from Baylor. He's a very decent young brother. I think he's going to be one of those players in the upcoming 2024-25 draft that you're going to hear his name a lot. I'm not a fan of Spencer Sanders for Oklahoma State.
He's terrible.
Nobody is.
Hey, he got the tendency to turn the ball over a lot, right? I'm gonna lean with Coach David Aranda. They took a tough loss to BYU. I think it was a humbling experience. I'm gonna go with Baylor on this one.
Go ahead, Zoo.
It's at Baylor, Waco, home field. They can have it. What about this? Talk to me about Wake FSU.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go Wake Forest.
Man, so mad.
I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about nothing else.
If I was a bet man, I'd tell y'all to take the over at 66.5. It's gonna be fireworks everywhere, right? We saw what Sam Harmon did to a very, 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 very good Clemson defense. He went out there and put up major numbers. Jordan Travis, y'all know how I feel about Jordan Travis, right? I'm still on my Heisman train for Jordan Travis. Those guys out there are playing phenomenal football.
Throw that one out the window, fam.
Listen,
throw that Heisman out the window for him, fam.
They're playing phenomenal football. I do give the edge to Florida State because I think Florida State will be disruptive up front defensively. I don't think the long read, play action read, whatever they want to call it, that Wake Forest was running would work versus Florida State. Florida State do got the better cover corners as number 20 from Clemson had a tough night. Those some young guys over there at Clemson. They'll get it together.
Yeah, true freshmen playing on the road.
Yeah, they'll get it together.
Last one, NC Clemson. Clemson at home. I got Wake Forest in the next one too with Florida State and Wake Forest. And Chad got Wake Forest as well. 0 and Louis.
Let's get it.
This was an interesting, right? Let me tell you why it's interesting. Because David Leary is gonna be one of those quarterbacks.
Clemson. Clemson. Don't even worry about it, Chad. Chad, whatever you about to say, Clemson. At home, Clemson.
David Leary gonna be one of those quarterbacks.
If NC State comes out fast, I can give them favor for the upset. If they play slow and let Clemson hang around and just get their groove, like everybody else been doing, then Clemson's got to.
I think Clemson started off fast versus Wake Forest. Clemson really should have been up like 35-14 against Wake Forest.
Clemson's gonna win the ACC, right? Because they're gonna beat Florida State and nobody else gonna be able to compete. I'm gonna put that out there. They're gonna win the ACC. So
yeah, they beat Miami ass this year too. Don't get that out of there.
Devin Leary is gonna be one of those players taken in the first round of the draft whenever he decides to come out. This is gonna be a battle of DJ Ugale versus Devin Leary. Now, Clemson got the better playmakers, offensive and defensively. I got about a 2-touchdown lead for Clemson, even though they're number 10 team in the country. But I just think Brian Brees, Taylor in the middle, Miles Murphy, all those guys is way too much.
Hey, you getting dragged in the chat. So.
Hey, all I need, you know what? Clemson can win. It makes it sweeter for us at the end. That's all I know.
Y'all getting dragged by 40.
Oh,
the way y'all look, fam.
Don't even know that.
Yeah.
You don't even know what you're wearing tomorrow. You don't know that. Stop.
Yes, I do. Louis, yeah, DJ do got to show up. This is a big game. DJ stretch right now is a big game because this is going to determine if he loses his job this year or not. So.
Right. And I think DJ comes out this year, but DJ.
I think he go back.
You think so?
Yeah.
But
it depends on how you finish.
And that's exactly where I'm heading. It lines up such a great opportunity for DJ in terms of the ACC in the teams that they got ranked, right? So he played for Nashville versus Wake Forest, right? He got to keep that going versus NC State. You got to keep that going when you play Florida State. You got to keep that going when you go and play Pittsburgh. So I think he got the opportunity. The way he finished, it depends on whether he comes back or not. But I mean, that young kid that they got at Clemson is chipping at his heels.
Oh my God! Hey, Zero said I remember a couple of years back, someone said Miami was gonna beat Clemson, and they lost by 40. Hey, on to the NFL week 3.
Oh yeah, we over there. Yeah, what's next? What's next?
Week 3, man. NFL week 3, and then we're gonna move on to week 4.
All right, so let's.
People overreacting.
No,
Go ahead first, please.
listen. I'm gonna go and address it because I know
They
people wait.
ass.
I know people wait. We got
They so
the
ass.
oh beat off our helmets. Hey, I watched it and like, man, it was nothing. We looked at so helpless. All right, that's out the window, right? It's an overreaction, bro. Like people saying, is Brandon Staley is he on the hot seat? Are they doomed? I'm like, bro, it's week. Seasons are not determined. Playoff seasons are not determined in week 3, bro. I don't care, fam. We start in 2019. We started out 1-2, found our way in the playoffs. In 2006, we started out 1-2, found our way in the AFC Championship game. Last year, Kansas City started off like 2-5 and found themselves in the playoffs. This literally means nothing. It's just another game on the regular. It's just another game. Staley put it perfectly. He's like, it was just another game in the NFL. That's all it was. It determines nothing. So people are losing their cool at this little loss. It's only embarrassing because of all the hype we had coming in, right? And I predicted this loss.
I think you was the only one that gave them all the hype. We said they were gonna be good though.
Be realistic, bro. Like you saw what the
You said 15-2, fam.
I'm talking about realistic, bro. The only team who probably got more hype than us was Buffalo, right? So if you did pick Buffalo,
And probably Miami. Miami probably did. We just didn't know what Tua would do.
That was the big question. I'm saying if the media did pick Buffalo, they was picking.
They beat y'all ass though.
Right. So I think that's what made the work. That's what made the loss look worse, right? Because all this hype you had coming in, you got Khalil Mack, you got J.C. Jackson, Darius James healthy, Justin Herbert probably one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the league. All this crazy stuff that they was reporting in the offseason. Then we go out here and get drugged by Jacksonville. And I predicted this loss, right? So I said I saw us beating Oakland or Las Vegas, then we come back and beat Kansas City and we lose to Jacksonville. It wouldn't surprise me if we lost to Jacksonville. We lost to Kansas City and we got ass whipped versus Jacksonville. I didn't think they was gonna beat us by 28, but they had a good day.
28. Shit.
Everything's still in front of us. 5 weeks from now, we're gonna be talking about this game, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be.
Yeah. So Will said, "Y'all need to start firing motherfuckers." Louis said, "This is just the regular Chargers."
Who said that?
Louis. And then Zero said, "It do mean something. Y'all starting quarterback is hurt." Will said, "Y'all got an all-pro roster. We need Pro Bowl roster."
Right, and that's what made it worse. And that's why people starting to panic because he's absolutely right. We do got an all-pro roster, but when you 6 of those Pro Bowlers didn't play, right? But that doesn't. I don't use injury as an excuse. This next man up. We shouldn't have lost like that. If we probably should have lost, but not right.
I forgot y'all were playing football that day. Zero said y'all had flag football. Y'all have a flag football roster is what it looked like.
But here's the thing, right? I'm not gonna discredit Jacksonville on no account. Jacksonville is a very well coached team. They probably got
doing his name.
He's doing a hell of a job, right? He's doing a hell of a job. They got a lot of young talent like Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen, Travis Etienne. Christian Kirk is living up to the money that they gave him. Evan Ingram seemed like he found a new life. James Robinson has returned. Like they got a lot of young talent. Doug Peterson is the right guy to lead, and they proved it in the last 2 weeks, right? So they shut out the coach. They come and spank our ass by 28. It was a good week for them. They're having a good season so far.
2-1.
Last week was actually probably one of the lowest scoring weeks you've seen in the league in a long time. Highest score total, or the highest point score for a team was 38 by the Jacksonville Jaguars, sadly. Next up was Baltimore with 37. Every other game was in the 20s. So really, we actually not really get the football. Yeah, we gonna get there. We ain't getting the football we thought we was gonna get to start the season at all.
And we haven't. And I think you've seen a lot of people fall from injuries. You've seen a lot of people that's suffering from not getting those preseason games. You've seen a lot of seen a lot of injuries, a lot of miscommunications on the back end, a lot of people not on the same page as far as team chemistry goes. I mean, I think a lot of it is playing in the effect right now. But this is why you had this season. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs was posed to blow out the coach. If we basing it off the past two, I mean, basing the coach off the past 2 weeks prior to Kansas City, right? That's supposed to be an easy game for Kansas City.
Wake up.
But you know what I mean? But this is the thing, bro. It's so early in the season. Can you really say that the Colts are bad right now? Are we really gonna say that Buffalo, the way they look versus Miami, that Miami looking like the best team in the NFL? And so it's Philly, right? But Philly's, I hate to knock somebody's schedule, but Philly probably had an easy schedule coming in. I mean, one tough game versus the Vikings, and they spanked them. And the Vikings spanked Green Bay, but Green Bay 2-1. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all of this is too early. It's so many ways you can point. Cincinnati look bad right now, right? And all these teams are supposed to be playoff teams, and they're not looking good right now. But it's still early. We still got a long way to go.
Like I said, like I told you prior, I think I told both of y'all this spot. By week 5, we can say 6. Teams either know what they're gonna have because the injury bug is either prevalent or it's not. All the game reps you could have got, you got by that point, and so your team is probably gonna be your team by week 6. Just to be honest, now granted, it don't mean you can't go from like
we
2
been seeing performance.
I mean, you still go far with it, but I'm saying, but you know what your team is for the most part. Who don't play, who does what.
I'll tell you this though, I think we need to accept the Las Vegas Raiders for who they are.
Trash.
It's looking like it.
I tell the truth, they trash.
I told y'all last episode, if they lost this game, I'm off.
But let's calm down.
If we need to accept who they are, I think Las Vegas is who they are.
Off. I'm off, bro. That's crazy. I just don't understand how you do that.
I mean,
you got a guy on defense who out there but don't show up nowhere. You got
what's wrong with y'all?
What everybody's gonna deem as a top. I mean, you got the what everybody deems.
Monto probably is sick over there.
You got a Hunter Renfrow. You got a top 5 tight end. You can't make it work. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know how much we put this on Josh McDaniels, but I mean, he got to hold a good amount of that credit because.
Yeah,
I don't give it to him.
Staley. Yeah, Josh McDaniels getting all of
it. Hold it. Yeah, we can say we want about Derek Carr for sure. We're gonna evaluate for who he is, but hey, Josh, then you better find something else he can do better. It's your job.
I mean, yeah, but like people like to say, he just call the plays. He can't make Derek Carr throw the ball to who's open.
He said the net.
But hey, I'm not giving him no fly. I'm not giving him no buy. I'm just saying. But a lot of people say that TC said what's wrong with us. I told him nothing.
Yeah,
they 0-3. So like, let's look into week 4. Well, matter of fact, no. Scale back to week 3. The fucking Saints.
Listen, we trolling. Last week, the week before this, we was like the play calling ain't really giving the option for no check downs. There's a lot of too many vertical routes, 2-man routes. This week,
week 3,
we get a little difference, right? There was some check downs available. I watched every snap of the whole game. I watched Jameis miss some AK in his face. Adam Trautman's been in his face. We got Chris Olave running 1,000 hitches, and they get on these hitches, by mind you, or one-on-ones, and we looking at this 2 receiver side where it's 3 DBs, and we trying to make a throw that you ain't got to necessarily make. Now, granted, the fumble early was a momentum swing. It was a good gut punch early for them. They weren't. I mean, again, nobody was scoring until that happened, and they didn't score again until what, the 4th on a swing pass that just no one. I don't know how it happens, but sure. Liz Chanel goes for however long he goes. That's 4s. And then again, we still start too slow and play football late. We had penalties and turnovers.
And I'm gonna say they really should have smoked y'all, right?
Okay.
But luckily, no. Listen.
Jameis is a walking catch-22.
But luckily, Baker Mayfield is terrible, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe he don't see the field well. Maybe he don't know who these are. But first of all, and let me say this before I keep going. Marshawn Lattimore is having a great season.
Thank you.
Yes, Marshawn Lattimore is having a great season. But you cannot sit here and tell me in 60 minutes of a game that DJ Moore is only good for 3 targets? No. This
2 weeks in a
11.
row?
Huh? Yes.
No.
Huh? He had 3 targets the week before. After last week,
Nah, Baker is horrible, bro. We are force feeding that. I don't even care.
I don't care who on him.
I don't care who own him, but like, even if you throw it into the dirt near him, you at least giving the cornerbacks like, all right, I'm coming at you still.
I'm looking for him, bro.
You know, Baker can't see the
dude
field.
Can't. Dude got 100 yards on the season, bro. This is 1,100 yard receiver, and he don't got 100 yards in 3 games. That's crazy.
Man, I don't know what to say about that.
And I told y'all when we got it done last week, if Sam wasn't hurt, he'd be in by now, guaranteed. After week 2, there's no way. It would be no reason for you to be like, hey, we tried it. Like, hey, we traded for him. We tried it. See what we see.
Sam should have already been the starter, but he got hurt.
Facts.
He just know the system. Like
the turnover helped them beat y'all. And I don't know how y'all let Laviska Shenault break for 67. But other than that, bro, like he had 44 yards passing in the 3rd quarter with 3 minutes left.
Testament. Granted, he is sorry, but a testament to the defense has been doing their job for 3 weeks straight.
But y'all ain't the 85 Bears, bro.
But they've been doing their job. They've been doing their job. We just gotta respond on the other side of the ball and not have the penalties that we have, the miscues, especially when we did have a drive going. You get holding, you get false starts, stuff like little stuff that shouldn't happen. And that's on DA. So,
what Robbie Anderson been doing? I don't know.
he
got it.
Anything in the passing game because back in
He's suffering. They all suffering. Ain't nobody been no love.
Hey man, look.
You got him on fantasy. Go ahead and drop him. Y'all can drop DJ Moore if you want to.
Right, Darius, we can just make this trade in fantasy if you want to.
Nah, I'm kidding.
But look,
yeah.
we can run the next week. Last week was very much a dud. This week though, so another game for Tua to keep proving it, but a bounce back game for Cincy tomorrow.
I think it's more of another game for Tua to keep proving it because I think the people are waiting on the Bengals to click, right? You know it's gonna happen. You just don't know when it's gonna happen, right? They won those. That was one of those offenses that's struggling. I think they're in the same. I think they're in the same boat with y'all, the Saints, right? I think this is one of those teams who offense is struggling, but the defense is playing well.
17 targets, 9 receptions, 149 yards, 1 tub for Robbie. My bad, Darius. Go ahead.
I'm with you. It's a matter of when it clicks.
When it clicks,
if and when it clicks. I'm not gonna act like we just know, but if and when it clicks.
It's gonna happen. Jamar Chase is underwhelming right now. He's not gonna keep being that Jamar Chase, bro. They're way too explosive. This is the same team, supposed to be the better offensive line from last year, but they looking exactly the same.
I'm not them speaking.
I agree.
Another game like that for us. New Orleans going to London against Minnesota.
Oh, so they playing at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, they playing at 8:30 our time, I think.
Yeah.
A game for us that we've been undefeated every time we play overseas. Every game overseas we're undefeated. We can hold on to that trend. Whether I'd rather see us go crazy and blow them boys out. I don't think that's very much likely happening right now. But a win is much needed to build some confidence going into the next week. Because I mean the rumors already trickling. The questions about is Jameis the guy? He out here with a bad back. Maybe he should sit down. Andy Dalton needs to get in there, and folks nervous about Andy Dalton too. So
first 3 weeks.
Yeah, we got. This is a game we gotta have.
I think the biggest game of the week is obviously the Bills versus the Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, you got 2 MVP candidates.
MVP talk. It's MVP talk.
Lamar Jackson right now is leading the MVP race.
Yeah.
So I got a disclaimer. I think Lamar Jackson is the MVP.
Yep.
So far this season, I think he's the MVP. Then Jalen Hurts. But do I think
no? Then Josh Allen.
Jalen Hurts is 3-0.
Then Josh Allen.
We'll go.
So do I think Lamar Jackson wins the MVP? No, I don't think he wins the MVP. Right? Because winning the MVP is
I agree, Chad.
Unfortunately, that they include winning, which is a team goal, into the MVP conversation. Now, perfect example, right? He had MVP numbers versus Miami, and they lost the game, right? unfortunately, they would count it against him for losing the game. And I just don't. I just think the Baltimore Ravens misses Greg Roman more than Greg Roman misses Baltimore. Right. So I think with the miscues they done had on defense, the lack of pass rush, the inability to stop the big play, I think that's all that's stemming from a new defensive coordinator. You on top of a whole bunch of guys who either coming back from injury or they're young, trying to learn the new scheme. When you talk about Baltimore's schedule, you got to play Cincinnati twice. You got Cleveland when Deshaun Watson come back once. Then you got the New Orleans Saints. All these teams who are air raid teams, they're not looking to run the ball. That no means they can't. Then you got Buffalo. All these teams, and we said Josh Allen gonna throw it 65 times.
We've seen that.
So we seen it, right? So the question would be, can Baltimore stop somebody? We understand Baltimore is going to score. It's going to be a high-scoring affair every time you play Baltimore because of who they get on the other side. But on the other side of that, we understand that defense win games. And I think there's going to be a detriment into Lamar Jackson MVP race.
That game, I think, is this Jags-Eagles game, right? Doug Peterson go back, get back to Philly. I'm just saying, based off how they played last week, it's hot.
Right.
It's hot.
Right now. They're hot.
They got right now.
No, cool. Indianapolis still gonna win the division. They're gonna cool off.
I mean, you hope so, but if they go in here and beat Philly, who is 3-0 with the MVP favorite per Darius, which he is, he's top 5 in the MVP voting right now. So I'm not saying it's like I'm not saying anything crazy. So what?
Lamar Jackson MVP favorite. Hurts was second.
Number 1, I'm saying, but Jalen Hurts is top 5 in the race, so he is a favorite for someone, right? Anyway, now if they go in there, they go in there get a revenge game and get a dub. We got to talk about it. And then maybe, also the Eagles train come down to earth. They still probably going to be a really good team by the end of the year. Playoff team for sure. I'm calling that. But, teams that are undefeated, as much as you want to go undefeated for the whole year, getting that first loss brings you back down to reality.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. But I don't think it'll be Philly this week. No, I agree with you. It's going to happen. But it's just not going to happen this week.
Who Philly got again?
Maybe a close game. How about that?
So you don't think it's as spicy for the Eagles, right, who felt betrayed versus Doug Peterson in those last couple of weeks? You don't think it's as spicy for them than it is for Doug Peterson? Now, you're right, Doug Peterson. But listen, though. As well as Philadelphia offense has been, their defense has been just as good. Just as good. Right? So a lot of people say, well, they played the Commanders. The Commanders was getting buckets. Carson Wentz was putting up crazy numbers in the first 2 weeks. Then you go out there and you shut down Justin Jefferson, right? Yeah. And you go toe with the Lions, who obviously has proved that they can score points as well, right? So they getting the stops when they need to. It's gonna be interesting for sure. My bitterness.
This man is trolling, bro.
My bitterness is gonna say Philadelphia is gonna win. That's what it's gonna.
Really, I mean, either way, it's gonna be sweet for whoever gets the dub out of the two, right? Eagles get to say what they continue to say what they said about Doug Peterson going out their fans at least, and if he wins, he gets to prove that hey, I'm the coach that everybody thinks I am.
I think he still is a good coach.
Sure.
I don't think he had the I ain't gonna say weapons, but Alshon Jeffrey wasn't that guy for him while he was there.
The receivers fell off. Carson Wentz situation didn't help him galvanize the team. And so it was time to just blow it up at that point. So it wasn't like it was necessarily a him thing either. Miles Sanders kept getting hurt. There you go. Hey, at the dumpster game of the week, Broncos Raiders. Dumpster game of the week.
Broncos next.
That's probably gonna be the worst game on TV.
I ain't watching it. Next. We don't even need to talk about that. MVPs.
Hey, and then we got Chiefs Bucks to end it on Sunday night.
I think the Bucks got to get out with one. I don't think they want to go down too. Oh well, I mean they division's wide open too. Keep pounding.
Well, they won't be. They 2-1, ain't it? Right now.
It's 2-1. Yeah, I think. It's better for the Chiefs to go ahead and get that dub and bounce back from that coach loss. They should have.
That's why the Ravens gonna lose this weekend. Will you too, TC?
Now, MVP hopeful, obviously. We talking about right now. My order is Lamar Jackson at 1, Jalen Hurts at 2, Josh Allen at 3, 2 at 4.
Trash.
And our bias, MVP Herbert at 5. Right?
Gotcha.
Who at 2?
Hurts. And by the end of the season, right? And niggas, I know y'all ridicule me for saying this, but thinking about where our standards are now, I got MVP Herbert finishing at 1.
It was nice fucking with y'all, chat. He always do this shit at the end of the show. Like, I don't even understand it.
8 other charges is under fire right now, and he about to turn the whole thing. I ain't finna try to explain this to y'all. He finna turn.
Make your case. We just want to know.
He got Keenan Allen coming back.
When he come back? When he come back, actually? 2 weeks from now? 3?
Who? Keenan Allen?
Yeah.
He playing Sunday. You got Keenan Allen coming back.
Jeez.
You got.
Hopefully, he don't reactivate that thing.
Me neither. Offense about to get better. He about to turn this whole thing around. Like, we're gonna forget in 5 games about this Jacksonville loss. Yes, I'm still on it. But the runner-up going to be Jalen Hurts. I don't know if people want to admit it or not, but Jalen Hurts is playing phenomenal footballs, from decision making, from throwing it deep to game managing. Whatever you want to do, he can do it. And Tua's gonna be offensive player of the year.
So now it's Jalen Hurts and Tua. Is that how it's gonna go? I thought it was okay.
Chat.
I mean, either way works for me. You really don't matter. Tua and Jalen Hurts. Give me a jersey, man.
Fuck, chat.
But MVP Herbert
make
gonna
this
finish.
shit up.
Lamar Jackson only won't finish because of his team won't be winning.
They gonna let him down for sure. I believe that 1,000%.
I mean, I believe one is we all agree that Lamar is the MVP right now, right? Number 2 would be Josh Allen. I just looked at some stats real quick. Stats is they are about Jalen rushed for about 40 more yards, and Josh threw for about 80, 90 more yards, somewhere in there, maybe 70. So I mean, those are comparable. The 3-0 is big, of course. So I'm not gonna side with Jalen being. I side with Jalen being 3 though, and then Josh Allen being 2, because I mean, they both having great years. I mean, I don't have no discussion or anything bad to say about Jalen this year so far. He got his teams in games. That's all you want. You want to be in games and win the game. So
until it's over, I think it's gonna stay Allen, Hurts, and Tua until one of them 2 teams stop being undefeated. And then if they have they gotta have a blunder of a game, but I'm pretty sure they both gonna manage it well. At least between Tua and Jalen for sure.
I'm gonna let you know, if Tua is undefeated by week 8, he will be the MVP. Right?
Yeah. But do you give so with that, do you give more credit to Tua when their team was like quote unquote was in a build to win situation as compared to the Eagles, who weren't necessarily that last year? We didn't consider them that last year, right? Like the storyline wise behind it, because the media do feed that into the MVP race as well. Like now, Jalen just made an incredible leap, right? Tua just proved what people was kind of what they thought at one point and weren't worried if he could do it or not. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's the wackest thing ever, because the whole offseason, all you hear is about how Tua's gonna hold the Dolphins back. The whole offseason, all you hear about how Hurts is gonna hold. Can Hurts do it? Right? Yeah. They doing it now is where he got the players around him to do it. Where every quarterback does. All these quarterbacks outside of Lamar Jackson, all these quarterbacks probably got players that assist them in their success. So why are we holding it versus Tua and why are we holding it versus Hurts? I have no idea. Right? So the Eagles went and did the same thing Buffalo did. Buffalo went and got Stephon Diggs, their offense took off. The Eagles went and got A.J. Brown, now their offense is taking off. The Dolphins went and got Tyreek Hill, now their offense is taking off. Like, I don't understand, like, where the metric is, how you decide whether or not, where this quarterback is good, but this quarterback is only succeeding because who he has.
Is they doing it job or they not?
And Josh Allen's success.
Right. I mean, either you're doing your job or you're not. Because this team, I mean, it's quarterbacks with talent, right? That you can fall short, which we seeing some. We'll see how it goes by the end of the year. Who y'all got tomorrow?
I got where's it at?
Dolphins. They in Cincy.
They in
Oh,
Cincinnati.
Cincy. I got Cincy by 3.
Since he shake it up by 3.
I got, I'm gonna keep rolling with 2. I've been rolling with this long.
I think he struggles tomorrow for some odd reason. I haven't figured it out, but I could be proven wrong.
I mean, yeah, shoot, he do 1 touchdown against Buffalo, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I was in a whole argument with that, but yeah.
So like, it ain't like he just went and blew the doors off Buffalo. I think I'm rolling with 2 on that. Because of the defense though.
It's a lot of ifs, but Buffalo definitely should have won that game. But
disagree.
I can't say nothing bad about it. They, you know what I'm saying? They pulled it out. But
NFC, right now, NFC is still holding the lamp for best division in football. But hey, just let you know the AFC North is in 4th place, coming up for 1. So don't forget about it. All right.
All right, man. Look,
Say my piece.
I appreciate everyone coming out. You got drunk Zulu at the bottom, outrageous Darius at the top. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that, fam. But other than that, man, YouTube channel Final Possession. Go ahead, go subscribe to it. Like the videos. We drop a video every Monday and Tuesday of the previous episode on Twitch. So this one will be up on Monday if you missed it. On here, we stream every Wednesday at 8:05. So just come out, support, hit that follow button. And, y'all can ask us any questions. We'll give y'all feedback. Fantasy along with that, too. We know we got a lot of 2-0 people in this chat and a lot of 0-3 people in this chat. Well, my bad, 0-3 people. But other than that, hey, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next time. We are out. Peace.